If you can do what you do best and be happy, you're further along in life than most people. When your work speaks for itself, don't interrupt. All progress takes place outside the comfort zone. There is only one way to avoid criticism. Do nothing, be nothing, say nothing. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. The secret to change is not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Dreams don't work if you don't. If you spend too much time thinking about one thing, you'll never get it done. Don't wait to reach your goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself every step you take. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Life is hard, but so very beautiful. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Every failure is a lesson. If you are not willing to fail, you are not ready to succeed. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Pain is weakness, leaving your body. You never lose your strength. Sometimes you just forget you have them. The fear you don't confront becomes your limit. If you only do what you can do, you'll never be more than you are now. The past is in your head, the future is in your hands. A sword can only be formed once it goes into the fire. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. The days that break you are the days that make you. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. The magic you want to see is in the work you are avoiding. The day you plant the seeds is not the same day you eat the fruit. You've survived 100% of your bad days. Pain tells you that you have been injured, but more importantly, it tells you that you are not dead yet. The only one who will truly thank you is you in the future. Winners have lost more times than the losers have tried. Being weak isn't the problem. The problem is your weak mentality, refusing to fix it. Be a person who is born in the struggle, not someone who dies in it. Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after the other. Never forget why you started. If you can't beat fear, just do it scared. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. When you find yourself in a difficult situation and everything is going against you, never give up, because this is the place and time when everything will change. You are likely to fall when you stop paddling your bicycle. It could always be worse. The only bad job is the one you didn't do. Failure is not proof, it is information. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. What if I told you that 10 years from now, your life would be exactly the same? I doubt you'd be happy. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. The world around you is doing its best day and night to make you like everyone else. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. Being defeated is often a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. When you find the purpose in your life, every second seems much more meaningful. Be the man you want your son to be. If you find it difficult, just make a choice and don't look back. An adventure is never an adventure when it happens. An adventure is simply physical and emotional discomfort recollected in tranquility. Don't make decisions based on fear, make them based on hope. When a defining moment comes along, you can do one of two things: define the moment or let the moment define you. Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. Character consists of what you do on the third and fourth tries. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it's enough. The only time you should ever look back is to see how far you've come. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everybody would be doing it. The hard is what makes it great. By perseverance, the snail reached the ark. Words are like keys. If you choose them right, they can open any heart and shut any mouth. When you build in silence, people don't know what to attack. Be selfish with your time. A lot of people don't deserve it. Turn your wounds into wisdom. If you only walk on sunny days, you'll never reach your destination. People inspire you or they drain you. Pick them wisely. Fear is temporary. Regret is forever. Your future needs you. Your past doesn't. One day, the people that don't even believe in you will tell everyone how they met you. Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent. The quieter you become, the more you can hear. Don't get burned twice by the same flame. Worrying about losing is losing before you begin. Excuses make today easier, but tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today hard, but tomorrow easier. As long as you are alive, no obstacle is permanent. Your struggle is part of your story. Don't give up, you are closer than you think. Be teachable, you're not always right. Sometimes being alone is the best medicine to your soul. Without rain, nothing grows. Learn to embrace the storm of your life. The meaning of life is to give life meaning. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Never make a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. If you get tired, learn to rest, not to quit. Stop waiting for the right time. Time isn't waiting for you. You do not find a happy life, you make it. Hardship often prepares an ordinary person for an extraordinary destiny. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. Your comfort zone will destroy your dreams. You only pass through this life once. You don't come back for an encore. Your past is a place to learn and grow, not a place to live. Be proud you survived the days you thought you couldn't. If you stay positive in a negative situation, you win. Stop calling it a dream, start calling it a plan. Take a deep breath. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. Win in your mind, and you will win in your reality. Making mistakes is better than faking perfections. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. A warrior is someone who gets up, even when he can't. Being alone is a power very few can handle. Move with strategy, not emotion. Confidence is built by facing what you fear. The best things are yet to come. Trust yourself. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Control your thoughts, or your thoughts will control you. Become a ghost. Forget attention, just grow in private. Push yourself to be your best. No one else is going to do it for you. Your time is your most precious asset. Don't waste it. Don't call it a problem. Instead, call it a challenge. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Two things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. Don't quit. Nothing lasts forever, not even pain. The way you speak to yourself matters the most. Never tolerate disrespect, not even from yourself. You don't need more time, you need less distractions. Everyone leaves. Learn how to survive alone. You can't reach what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you. Before you act, decide. Before you decide, think. Before you think, focus. One day you will thank yourself for not giving up. Your failure does not define you. Your persistence does. Take the risk or lose the chance. To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst. Your only limit is you. Accept what you can't change. Change what you can't accept. When you learn to survive without anyone, you can survive anything. Die with memories, not dreams. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Dream as if you'll live forever, live as if you'll die today. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of who you are. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. Life becomes easier when you learn to accept the apology you never got. If the world was blind, how many people would you impress? You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. The big lesson in life is never to be scared of anyone or anything. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Never buy a thing seduced by its cheapness. Such a thing in the long run will cost you dearly. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Every day is a bank account, and time is our currency. No one is rich, no one is poor. We've got 24 hours each. Lessons in life will be repeated until they are learned. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Rather go to bed without dinner than to rise in debt. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it is. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Don't think money does everything, or you are going to end up doing everything for money. It's not the mistake that matters, it's how you interpret the lesson. Every time you borrow money, you're robbing your future self. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Control your finances, or lack of them will control you. Look at life through the windshield, not the rear-view mirror. Do more. The race is won by the horse that outstrips its rivals by a head. Many people take no care of their money till they come early to the end of it, and others do just the same with their time. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths, rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. Too many people spend money they haven't earned, to buy things they don't want, to impress people that they don't like. Don't repeat their mistakes. The secret to success is to do the common things uncommonly well. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Don't spend money you don't have. If you work hard enough, one day you'll reach a point where you don't work for money. Life is available only in the present. That is why we should walk in such a way that every step can bring us to the here and now. Opportunity does not knock. It presents itself when you beat down the door. The root of all evil is not money, but the lack of money. Life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Money grows on the tree of persistence. Think of each failure, each heartache, and each loss in your life as a lesson in courage and resilience. We must be willing to let go of the life we've planned, so as to have the life that is waiting for us. The poorest man I know is the man who has nothing but money. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. Life is a shipwreck, but we must not forget tossing in the lifeboats. Give a bowl of rice to a man, and you will feed him for a day. Teach him how to grow his own rice, and you will save his life. Money is only a tool. It will take you wherever you wish, but it will not replace you as the driver. We cannot become what we need to by remaining what we are. If your only goal is to become rich, you will never achieve it. The life we receive is not short, but we make it so. We are not ill-provided, but use what we have wastefully. One day your life will flash before your eyes. Make sure it's worth watching. He who works all day has no time to make money. The trouble is, if you don't spend your life yourself, other people spend it for you. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. If you want to get rich, think of saving as earning. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. Don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Spend your money on the things money can buy. Spend your time on the things money can't buy. Don't bite off more than you can chew, because nobody looks attractive spitting it back out. If we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth commands us, we are indeed poor. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Lend money in front of witnesses. Give money without them. Learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. A comfort zone is a wonderful place, but nothing ever grows there. Anything you can settle with money is cheap. Watch for big problems. They disguise big opportunities. So far, you've survived 100% of your bad days. This too shall pass. The best way to become poor is finding a job that will suck the life out of you. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. You make mistakes. Mistakes don't make you. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop trying to force others to. Why let go of yesterday? Because yesterday has already let go of you. The more your money works for you, the less you have to work for money. Do a good job. You don't have to worry about the money. It will take care of itself. Just do your best work, then try to trump it. A wise person should have money in their head, but not in their heart. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. The speed of your success is limited only by your dedication and what you're willing to sacrifice. The chief danger in life is that you may take too many precautions. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. All you have to do is pay attention. Lessons always arrive when you are ready. Money makes the world go around, but don't let it make you dizzy. The success of each is dependent upon the success of the other. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. Success comes from keeping the ears open and the mouth closed. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react. Money grows on skills, not trees. Your life improves once you realize no one cares. Accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. Be humble to those who praise you, pleasant to those who honor you, kind to those who cherish you, good to those who love you, and generous to those who adore you. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. You learn more in 1 hour of doing than 10 hours of listening. Sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go, but rather learning to start over. You should have ways of making money that other people know nothing of. A man should never neglect his family for business. The only beautiful path is the one you create. Taking money never gets boring. Giving money gets boring quickly. You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. It is wrong to assume that men of immense wealth are always happy. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. Fear is not a good teacher. The lessons of fear are quickly forgotten. Do not lend money to relatives because you will lose both. Two classes of people lose money. Those who are too weak to guard what they have, those who win money by trick. They both lose in the end. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. We cannot change the past. We can only take action in the present and, therefore, change the future. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. Real warriors don't show their hearts until an axe cuts open their chests. Even in the sheath, the sword must be sharp, so too must the mind and the spirit be within the body. A person should not agree today to what he will regret tomorrow. Better to fight and fall than to live without hope. You will reach your destination even though you travel slowly. Life is not a level field. Life is hills and mountains, lowlands and ravines. The error is the result of letting fear rule your actions. Better to die with honor than live with shame. Not every cloud which darkens the day brings rain. When truth and fairness are different from what is law, better it is to follow truth and fairness. It is okay that you have made mistakes. Life didn't come with instructions. Only a coward waits to be taken like a lamb from the fold or a fox from a trap. No one is a total fool if he knows when to hold his tongue. As one candle can light another, so too can greatness of mind be transferred amongst men. To remain in solitude is to deprive oneself of this kindling. Stand by your own trial and not by what others say. When a real battle starts, you'll always find that there is no bravest man. Where wolf's ears are, wolf's teeth are near. That which has a bad beginning is likely to have a bad ending. The brave man shall fight and win, though dull his blade may be. Too much ale and a man's heart is laid open for all to see. The more folk stand in the way of two hearts that yearn for each other, the hotter the flame of love waxes. All a people need in order to rise up against tyranny is a leader bold enough to take up the banner. There is more honor in accumulating little by little than on reaching for the sky and ending up flat on your face. When men meet foes in fight, a stout heart is better than a sharp sword. Oftentimes, it is not numbers that wins the victory, but those who fare forward with the most vigor. The foolish man thinks he will live forever if he keeps away from fighting, but old age won't grant him a truce, even if the spears do. When fear leads the way, the destination is never glorious. Even a silent man will be instantly respected if he tells the truth. To become a man that instantly commands respect, don't be afraid to be criticized or be disliked. Don't be afraid to engage in conflict and stand up for what is right. Honest conflict is always better than dishonest harmony. Never marry a woman who has had many men. Don't mess with ale if you are weak. A clear head is good company. Drinking 15, a dangerous friend. Take care of your speech. It can be the catalyst for many needless problems. You never know who could be lending an ear to your ramblings. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it'll always get you the right ones. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you, because everyone is only thinking about themselves. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second spent wasting yours. Don't get emotionally attached to anyone. People change. Even your best friends can turn into strangers one day. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. If you need a company to be happy, then it will make you weak. Share your progress, not your goals, and you'll always be motivated. Don't be afraid to be alone. Being by yourself is far superior than being with crappy people. The people who ask the most from you are the people who do the least for you. Take your responsibilities seriously, but not yourself. Fear is not there to stop you. It's there to show you that you're interested and you care. Don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions. If you put her on a pedestal, she has no choice but to look down on you. People give you advice based on their perspective. Not everything in your brain needs to come out of your mouth. Don't do anything that you will have to lie about later. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Don't look for happiness, it's always inside you. You owe nothing to your younger self, but you owe everything to your present self. Self-care is realizing that you are your greatest obstacle. Your parents were correct multiple times, even if not academically qualified. Stop insulting them when they advise you. Act like you have been there before. Overthinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things around, makes you worry about futile questions, and makes everything much worse than it actually is. If you're gonna get angry about something, think to yourself, will I remember this in 10 years? You only get one body. Take care of it. You'll have it all your life, and while it is incredibly resilient, it can only give you what you put in. If someone emphasizes that they are telling the truth, you can be sure they are lying. All you have power and influence over is what you decide to do with the time that you are given today. You will never ruin a role if you play yourself. Don't compare the behind the scenes of your life to someone else's highlight reel. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is a part of getting over. First, you choose a partner on the basis of their looks and enjoy until you realize that your kids will not be raised by their looks, but by their values. You cannot have everything. You always exchange something for something. To know who your true friends are, look for the ones who say good things behind your back and bad things to your face. Letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do. With time, the more wins with fear you can accumulate, the more fearless you will become. Never make someone a priority who only makes you an option. If you are a friend of everybody, you are an enemy to yourself. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. The biggest thing you need to accept is change. You don't only live once, you live multiple lives within one. Life becomes easier and more beautiful when we can see the good in other people. You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. Let others' actions speak for them. People will show you far more than they will tell you. Everything that you do, you are creating dots. You can connect those dots in the later part of life and understand why you did what you did. Commitment is what gets you started, consistency is what gets you somewhere, and persistence is what keeps you going. You can fall in love more than once. You don't need to worry much when someone you love leaves you. Most of the time it's for the good. If someone is trying to bring you down, it only means you are above them. Don't make promises if you have no intention to fulfill them. It might not mean anything to you, but it could mean a whole world to someone else. Going back to your ex is like having a shower and putting dirty underwear back on. Keep an open mind and act like an artist, but think, fail, and learn like a scientist. You don't find your purpose somewhere else. You create your purpose exactly where you are, and you bear meaning to it. Your entire life can change in an instant, so instead of passively taking what you have for granted, be grateful for it and do whatever good you can with it. You grow rich when you seek new experiences, not material things. Action breeds more clarity than thought, so you can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one. The life you experience is simply a reflection of your mindset. Chasing happiness will lead you to misery until you realize that happiness is the way. All you have is the now and what you do with it. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but be wise enough to know who to seek it from. If you can drop anything from your world, drop the ego. Fear limits most people throughout their lives and permeates through all of their decisions. Do your best to control it, overcome it, and revel when you defeat it. You cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. It's never too late to do the thing you've always wanted to do. Don't let naysayers discourage you because they may be projecting their own insecurities. You can't change what happened, no matter if it was your fault or someone else messed it up. Don't be mad about it. Deal with the challenge. People will always project their fears and limiting beliefs onto you. What you must do is build a shield against this noise so you can protect yourself from it. Do not discuss your past with anyone because only you know its true story and significance. Others may not understand or even use it against you. Your tomorrow may be way different from your today if you try. Keep crying about what is not working today, and I promise you that your tomorrow is not working. Sometimes the world is trying to tell you who you are, but if you don't stop to reflect and listen, you'll never be able to hear. Your life won't go as planned, and trust me, it's a good thing. People aren't for you or against you, they're for themselves. What is coming is better than what is gone. Sometimes you just have to walk away, let people go, and let relationships end. Your true friends become apparent when you're at your lowest. The only way out is through. You are stronger than you think. You have gotten through every bad day in your life, and you are undefeated. Nobody is gonna watch out for you like you. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Out of difficulties grow miracles. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Not everyone whom you meet's intentions are true. The days that you don't want to do anything are the days that you need to do the most. The only thing you can control is how you feel, do, and think. Stop trying to change other people because it almost never works. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. Never sacrifice your growth for anyone. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot, and you'll survive whatever is coming. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Change is not a threat, it's an invitation to live. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves strong. The amount of work is the same. Keep your expectations only on yourself. Life is not always fair. People that lie and cheat can often come out on top. But no matter how bad a situation may seem, you just have to keep battling on. Hoping and wishing don't make things change. Making different decisions and working hard does. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. When patience pans out, you realize you've not waited for long. Gotta love yourself before you can love others. When something happens and it causes us pain, the pain is there to teach us a lesson. It is not so that we feel pain for the sake of pain. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. Do not let the memories of your past limit the potential of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve on your journey through life, except in your mind. We must meet the challenge rather than wish it were not before us. Letting go isn't a one-time thing. It's something you have to do every day, over and over again. Difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Most people will deceive you if you give them at least half a chance. You don't drown by falling in the water, you drown by staying there. Life is inherently risky. There is only one big risk you should avoid at all costs, and that is the risk of doing nothing. Every next level of your life will demand a different you. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Don't let anyone ever make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. The chief danger in life is that you may take too many precautions. The most important thing in life is learning how to fall. A tough lesson in life that one has to learn is that not everybody wishes you well. There is neither happiness nor unhappiness in this world. There is merely the comparison of one state to the other. Only a man who has felt ultimate despair is capable of feeling ultimate bliss. Hard times are sometimes blessings in disguise. We do have to suffer, but in the end, it makes us strong, better, and wise. Rehearsing situations in your head is a waste of time. The situation will always be different than anything your imagination will come up with. People will walk in and out of your life, and those you least expect will become past remembrances of a temporary time you once thought was permanent. One of my biggest lessons in life is we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. A little fundlishness, enough to enjoy life, and a little wisdom to avoid the errors, that will do. Hard times don't create heroes. It is during the hard times when the hero within us is revealed. Happiness is not the absence of problems, it's the ability to deal with them. The great courageous act that we must all do is to have the courage to step out of our history and past so that we can live our dreams. Nothing in your life will change unless you change. You think you know someone, but mostly you just know what you want to know. It took a long time, but I have learned that you just can't take anything you want out of life without putting something back in exchange. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. You can't understand everything immediately. Sometimes you need to wait. Some goodbyes set you free. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. Life changes for the better when we realize that we don't have to know everything, and we don't have to pretend that we do. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. All you have to do is pay attention. Lessons always arrive when you are ready. Facing your emotions gives you more strength and happiness in the long run than shutting them down or ignoring them. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. Guard well your thoughts when alone and your words when accompanied. The trouble is, if you don't spend your life yourself, other people spend it for you. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. If there's a single lesson that life teaches us, it's that wishing doesn't make it so. Sometimes you're not going to fit in no matter how hard you try, and it's better to just be alone. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. When one door closes, another opens, but we often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one which is open for us. Always trust what your gut tells you, even when everybody else tries to convince you otherwise. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they mean to you until they're gone. Never back down from a real challenge. They give the best lessons in life. You are the only person that can simultaneously be your best friend and your worst enemy, and you can choose which one is more prevalent. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. People only get better with experience if they are willing to learn and understand the lessons that are given to them through the bad times in their lives. Tough times teach us that our resilience is stronger than we ever imagined. You have to speak up for yourself. No one else will. You won't always be able to help someone change for the better if you keep trying. There will come a day when you decide you can't do it anymore, and they clearly don't want to change. Your life is the result of the choices you make. There is no plan, just the consequences of choices. Be cautious with good deeds. Kindness has limits, and some may exploit your generosity. You can either become the victim of your struggles or emerge from them as the hero of your life. The most precious thing in the world is time with those you love. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come as a result of getting something we don't have, but rather of recognizing and appreciating what we do have. If you are alone for a long time, soon you will accept loneliness. You will never know your potential if you are afraid to be alone. Your future is your past, which you understand. You have to help yourself. No one else can help you. You have to do it yourself. Once you realize this, you will feel more in control of your life.